away after that.
So that was a Canada centre that they converted just before this one, which means that it's a little slow start for the Canadians. They're being
Something at the back. So she tends to be their go-to girl in the centre class as well. So I see them be struggling quite a bit with her being right at the back, not being able to provide connection down
face the local team.
into their options when they're available. Not sure if the hands-over pressure that Team Singapore A is putting up is causing that delay in their passing. Great challenge there by Brazil, the wing defender, unfortunately just a little bit too I wouldn't let that go.
They don't want to stay on, do they? 37-20, which Singapore A have gradually just chipped away. She's the first try.
She had to sit up quite a number of years just so she could play for different countries. And as you mentioned, we'll see both of these teams just
Goal attack, on Smith. That is the starting seven, joining them on the corner.
Coming to fruition so far for the Peppers. And they'll be facing other teams there like Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, Solomon Islands, Norfolk Islands. So this is a real bet.
What would we have spoken about, because they're just driving to draw defenders, and if not, they are things that will be crucial to them. As Tyler actually,
This looks bad. That's it, and Baldwin, what a finish for the Peppers. It'll be 59-46.
Pereira, Silva. That is your starting seven, joining them on the corner. Wing defense, Nora Kila Ade. Defense, Jamie Lin. And goalkeeper, Rina Manogaran. Joining them on the corner.
Maybe it was all they could get their hands on here in Singapore. Waist high, feed into Kaiwan.
teams more, because I think, or rather most of them actually, perhaps with the exception of Julandi as well. Mandit attempting that shot and she sings it in. Oh, great pass in. And pop. And there we have it. Nice confident shot in for that.
Oh, how did Kaiwei keep that in? Singapore has grown as this tournament has gone on.
Right.
What a shot!
Great shot.
Hello and welcome to Singapore for the final day of the 15th Nations Cup. We're here at the OCBC Arena, as we have been all week. And as you can see, we'll be your commentators today. My name is Brittany Carter. With me is Rina Madrahan. Welcome back, Rina. You've had a day off, but you're here for the final day of all of the games.
Thanks, Brittany. Yeah, looking forward to throw myself into netball once again, and really looking forward to this match.
Okay, well, it's Singapore A up against Sri Lanka for the 5th and 6th placing. And Sri Lanka, 20th in the world, the Asian champions of 2022. And they've had a fair bit of change to their squad between now and then. A very young and inexperienced side that has come over to Singapore for this tournament. And so they're looking to finish on the right note here against Singapore A. Both sides met on day one of the tournament, and Singapore A got the win there, 62-51 by 11 goals. and they led it every break. So it was a false start for Sri Lanka, and then as the days went on, they kind of warmed into the tournament.
Right, so I guess they will be bringing a much stronger performance than that first game, and I guess a close match we will see.
Yeah, we're hoping so. Singapore A have done very, very well in this tournament, mind you, but no matter where they finish, they were always going to play in this 5th and 6th matchup because they are an invitational team. So they see that as fair. And of course, this game does not count towards ranking points for world rankings in netball because it is the invitational team. So if we look at the lineups, which will be announced formally on court, we see a pretty expected lineup from Singapore A, I would say. Yomi Hong, their head coach, has got Priscilla Wong in goal shooter, Go Wei Ping in goal attack, Nora Gabriel in wing attack, Laura Lowe in centre, Shannon Tan in wing defence, Kay Michelini in goal defence, and Priscilla... Oh, I've got the wrong player there. Who have we got in goalkeeper? I've listed the goal shooter twice. That is not a good start to finals day.
We can clarify that in
You can see the fixtures on your screen now. So this is the first one, 12 p.m. local time here in Singapore.
So we have Faith Maria Lawrence in goalkeeper.
A false start from myself on finals day. But this is pretty much the team we've seen take the court for much of this Nations Cup.
That's right. So they're going to start strong in this first quarter.
Sri Lanka, mind you, Nalika Prasadi, their head coach, is running with the same 7 we've seen all tournaments. So they have been so consistent with their lineup. And I think we're going to see it formally announced here by our MC at the OCBC Arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's play netball! This is the 5th and 6th placing playoffs between Singapore A and Sri Lanka. Let's welcome the teams. First up, please welcome Sri Lanka. Here's your starting 7. Goal shooter, Samini always. Goal attack, Rashmi Pereira. Wing attack, Dulangi Wanitilaka. Center, Gayanjali Amarawansa. Wing defense, Sachini Rodrigo. Goal defense, Susima Bandara. And goalkeeper, Bashini D. Silva. That is the starting 7. Joining them on the court are Imasha Pereira, Hansima Desayanaka, Shalini Nisha, Shalini Rukshala, and Hirashmi Obatsariska Hawage. Their head coach is Nalika Prasadi, manager Shiromi Kurupu Arachige, and physiotherapist Arjana D. Silva. Once again, please give it up for Sri Lanka! And now please welcome their opponents, Singapore A. Here's your starting 7. Goal shooter, Priscilla Wong. Goal attack, Go Wei Ping. Wing attack, Nora Gabriel. Center, Laura Lowe. Wing defense, Shannon Tan. Goal defense, Vishalini. And goalkeeper, Faith Maria Lawrence. That is the starting 7. Joining them on the court are Rebecca Leong, Sherlyn Yip, Zulfa Rashad, Matilda Narayan, and Mickey N. Their coach is Yomi Hong, assistant coach Kok Man Wai, manager Vanessa Lee, and physio Ng Chuan Tai. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Sri Lanka. And now please remain standing for the national anthem of Singapore. Singapore A. The umpires for the match are Irama Sutara and Tang Guang Yi. Reserve umpire, Jessica Tay.
Okay, so here's the lineups on your screen. As you can see, an expected starting 7 for both teams. And yesterday was the captain, Dulangi's 50th national cap.
Wow, congratulations, Dulangi.
We saw her celebrating after the match with a big 50-shaped balloon and some flowers.
That's really nice.
So first centre pass is Sri Lanka's as they push towards post and look to get on the board, 1-0 through Pereira. Little long for the second phase. And heading in now to the circle. Wei Ping in front. She likes it. 1-1. It's a good start, Rena, for both teams.
Good start, yeah. Very good pace.
On the run.
Nice long ball there, good baseline run.
You see Pereira drive out the top of the circle. She's been their main link in attack, and so much of the work will need to be done by her today to ensure it's a smooth one. Oh, little tip from Misha. And they're underway, Singapore A.
Yeah, capitalizing that speed, that's it. Not allowing the Sri Lanka defenders to set up the defense.
I think it's a good sign when your defenders are getting a touch early, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh, well, that post was actually altered with then, so technically you would think that Wei Ping would get another shot at it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the umpire didn't see it. Oh, regathered.
Singapore A into tight man-on-man defense.
Big long pass onto circle edge. That was a risky one. Laura Lowe was hunting. And just along that baseline where she likes it. Alvith gets her first goal of the day. So Sri Lanka convert their next centre pass despite the turnover. And it will just be for both of these teams who settles in first, won't it, Rena?
That's right, and who stays composed throughout the entire game as well, right?
A little closer this time for Wei Ping. It's been really interesting watching these Singapore shooters who takes the lead in each game, and it seems to change even quarter to quarter sometimes.
Yeah, I guess it's good to switch it up as well, right? If you keep one main shooter, it kind of gets a bit predictable, and that'll be easy for the Sri Lanka defenders to kind of mark the main shooter for sure.
Well, a big swing in attack doesn't pay off for Sri Lanka, and Singapore A capitalise. Notice they're wearing the red dresses today. It's your first time tuning into the Nations Cup, there is this kind of superstition that Singapore plays better in the blue dress.
Has that stayed throughout, especially yesterday as well? Oh, sorry, yeah, yesterday's games.
Oh, I can't remember now. You're testing.
Nice patient play there by Singapore A.
So Singapore A with the early lead, 4-2. And Sri Lanka under a little bit of pressure here now to answer. Great drive then. Popping through is Alvith. And as their strongest target inside the circle with a bit more height. We're going to need more of that from her today. Great cut. Great dodge then from Gabriel, but the timing of it just wasn't enough to get that centre pass away. Lucky the penalty comes. Wei Ping just inside the circle, and we see Rodrigo offside here. Of course, the red lines on the court are the netball lines that we are playing to, but it has caused a little bit of confusion for some players throughout the week. Big strong lead then from Pereira just to try and open up that circle, and it does work. In front now, the shot's good. They're behind by 1. Rina, you've played for Singapore A before. What does it mean to stand here, sing the anthem, play in this Nations Cup? It's obviously not a cap. It doesn't count as an international cap, but there's a lot of experiences about this that very much feel like representing the senior team.
Yeah, you're still putting on the playing dress, you're still playing in front of your spectators, and to have all these, you know, especially young people to come and watch, you do feel very patriotic singing the anthem and stuff. So you do get all of the feels, as the younger ones say these days. And again, getting to play against international players is such a great feeling.
Did you play it? Sorry, you go.
Oh no, just saying, great hole there by the goal shooter.
Did you play against Sri Lanka during your time?
No, we didn't get to. It was 8 years ago. Definitely not this team. And definitely not against the Genie in her time.
Over 2 meters tall.
Yeah.
Genie, who's now retired. Can't believe that she broke her own record at the Netball World Cup as the oldest player to represent a team at a Netball World Cup.
I know, super amazing.
44 she was at South Africa.
That is super cool.
A couple of years older than Monia Gerard, who came back for Tonga, representing her second nation. All right, held ball there. And the roll off the body did come from Alvis, but it was just a little bit off with the timing.
Exactly. Lots of hands going by Sri Lanka. Oh, almost paid off.
Maravantha was very close then. Shooter to shooter pass, and the penalty comes just with the contact from behind. (8-5), and here's a centre to play with here. Good roll off the body then from Wei Ping. Priscilla able to hold her space in the middle of that circle, but it's chased down by De Silva. they're doing really well, Sri Lanka, at the moment is bringing that ball out really quick in transition. They're not having any problems getting off the court.
Exactly. Catching the defenders off guard.
Oh, that was a bit of a confusing one. I think the players were all set, ready to go.
Yeah.
Either way, they've lost it here, so Sri Lanka really need to get this one back. They were on the precipice of coming within 1 on the scoreboard, and now with that mistake, they're potentially going to be behind by 3 here. Great pop through then.
Priscilla's really executing those pop-throughs, managing to just get around the goal defense really easily.
Sri Lanka a little flat-footed in defense.
Yeah.
Oh, you could see De Silva was just weighing up there. Do I go out for it? Do I hold back?
It's a risky one.
She made the right decision in the end.
You're right, just a little bit flat-footed on defense. They got to find a way to cut that front pop out. If not, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, Misha with a second defensive win of the game. Out by 5 now, 11-6. So this is a really great start from Singapore A. Heading into today's match, what do you think Sri Lanka would have been talking about? Why would they want to win this one?
I think it should be a bit of a comeback game as well, right? I think we're just talking about their performance throughout the competition. And of course, each team will want to leave with their best performance as well, seeing this is the last game of the competition for them. So showing their skill sets and showing what they got.
Lost to Singapore yesterday, the senior side, 65-54. It was pretty tight for the start of the game, but it just slowly crept away from them at the end. Oh, another win for Michelini. She is seeing it very well today. Again, stuck in this middle part of the court. And there's
that pop
just
out.
that dodge in the pop, yeah. So how does De Silva combat this for Priscilla now? Because there is a bit of a height advantage for Priscilla, but she's not really using that. It's more the footwork that she's sort of getting the advantage with.
She's really good at using the body to hold that angle and then popping out at the last minute, right? So maybe just coming off of Priscilla a little bit, not to let her come up to body and hold that space. So maybe she could give that a try.
Crowd getting involved. So Priscilla Wong 181 centimetres and Bashini De Silva 172. So almost 10 centimetres there, which is difficult to contend with, but the way you do that is getting your feet moving, confusing the space, ensuring that you're ready to go up for the ball if it comes into you.
Exactly. Like you said, Priscilla is not a holding shooter and looking for that jump height, right? She's looking for that forward pop, so not being so flat-footed, like you said, moving around, confusing the space. Exactly. Not making it so easy for the feeders as well.
Strong challenge from Lawrence, who turned 18 just a couple of days ago. So the call goes against Van Nietileker.
Oh, she was not happy with that call.
And that one against Shannon Tan.
Game's looking a little bit physical right now.
Oh, what a take by Lawrence. Some friendly fire between the two teammates as well.
That was a really good look by Lawrence because the shooters were trying to screen the defenders, right? And she saw it coming, managed to move around them.
What a take. Pretty fearless too.
Yeah.
Knowing there were bodies flying. Tan almost does the splits. Great ball from low. What she does really nicely at centre is often cut out the mess.
Yes.
Look for that long ball if it's on. Otherwise, it's the short, sharp stuff you
Yeah.
expect from her.
Really good foresight. She knows the player's going to be running before the player even runs.
There's that hold.
Great hold.
So even then on the hold, instead of going for the pop through, Sri Lanka's still really flat-footed. So they had the double up going, but they kind of just watched the ball sail over their head.
Yeah.
So you can't be passengers in a game like this. You really have to take hold of your fate.
Exactly. Yeah, just being a little bit lighter on the toes and just cutting off that front angle, just positioning the body a little bit to cut off that front angle. Singapore's just going to capitalize on that very second that you're not paying attention, right?
Big swing. And this is the crafty work from Pereira we're used to. Shot not so good. Perhaps showing the pressure Sri Lanka are under at the moment. 30 seconds left in this opening quarter and the difference is 6. Swinging all the way back to the transverse line. Sorry, I was just confused about that call sign.
Oh, yeah.
Offside Sri Lanka wing defence.
No, Shannon.
Shannon.
Yeah, it was Shannon,
Right.
Singapore wing defence, yeah.
All right, well, that's it. 15-9 is the final score of this first quarter. It is Singapore A in front by 6 goals. And Sri Lanka with some thinking to do as they head to their first break.
Yeah, I think if they're struggling in the circle as they do, then the outside or the centre court defenders will have to work a little bit harder to stop the ball going into the circle, right? If not, once it hits the top of the circle, Laura Lowe is just going to feed it in really beautifully. So maybe that's something for them to work on in the next quarter.
I would suggest that's the main area of the court they need to kind of fix up.
That's right.
So we're looking forward to what they can bring to the second period of play here on the final day of play at the OCBC Arena in the Nations Cup. Second quarter underway. And we've lost a bib already. So there's a change in wing defence. We've seen Rodrigo occupy that wing defence position for much of the Nations Cup, but we have a new player out there at the moment. I think it might be Shalini Rukshala.
Oh, okay. Try and have a closer look.
So Sri Lanka playing for 5th position here. We were actually confused by that yesterday, weren't we? Because Sri Lanka technically finished a little bit higher than Canada on the ladder in the standings because of their goal percentage. But then apparently because Canada had beaten Sri Lanka early in the tournament, they take that into consideration, which is why we see then Sri Lanka playing for this final placing. A little bit confusing to get your head around.
But really good result for Canada, as you were saying earlier as well.
And that will mean a lot to them too, because we've mentioned a couple of times throughout the Nations Cup that they're not currently ranked, Canada. So every game they can play that gets them rankings points is vital.
Great stretch there.
Breaking against Nora Gabriel. Bandura gets Singapore A stuck on her back. The big swing. And that's a better passage of play from Sri Lanka there. Pereira unable to convert though. She's usually so accurate. Under a lot of pressure at the moment, Sri Lanka. Stepping in, Priscilla with a handy shot. So Sri Lanka dropped from 15th in the world to 20th in the world when the standings were updated in World Netball after the Netball World Cup, as they were unable to win a game. So it's really a transition phase for them at the moment, isn't it?
Yep, exactly. It looks like they've got a few new players. I think they're still trying to figure out the team dynamic, and yeah, hopefully that chemistry comes in at some point and they can rise to the top again.
De Silva's doing a great job at getting her 3 feet, but the arm's sort of coming up a little bit too late. By the time it's come up,
The shot's already gone.
yeah, Wei-Ping's already got her eye in. So if there's a way they can speed up that process, get the distance, hand up.
Yeah.
Turn over here. Oh, and I just noticed too, the shooters have done a switcheroo for Sri Lanka. So Pereira's moved into goal shooter, and we now see Alvith going for a bit of a run at goal attack.
Oh, yeah. Still a bit flat-footed there.
Sharing possession. Nora Gabriel providing the link in attack for much of this play, as Priscilla is on the end of it. 21-12, this is starting to blow out the score.
Great roll over there.
And great work from Michelini on the shot then. The defensive hold over the shooter, just ensuring that the shot was missed. And she was in a great position for that rebound. Singapore A coaching staff in the yellow again today against a yellow opposition. They seem to do this a bit. They did it against the Pepes, and obviously a different shade of yellow, but still.
Same family. Good look of space there by Wei Peng.
Alvith at the top, steps in. Good hold from Misha there. Kind of just went with her as she stepped in.
Yeah, she did. This is the part that they need to stop the pass. Oh, bad luck. That was good cover, actually. Did confuse Nora a little bit.
Do you think that change has been effective so far?
It seems to be working. There seems to be a little bit more contest in the circle.
I do like the swing, Sri Lanka. And they find Alvith on her own under the post. As time goes on, Singapore A might look to jump up and pinch some of those swings.
Yeah. Do a bit of hunting from the goal circle.
Mid-range for Priscilla. She nails it. Midway through this second quarter almost, as Singapore are on, Sri Lanka, sorry, are on the charge. Shannon out of play.
Oh, nice tip there, but still picked up by Sri Lanka.
A deflection with Michelini's foot, I think. So Shannon just being warned there, cautioned there with a persistent contact call. What does she need to do now to ensure she doesn't get the attention of the umpires again?
Well, I think she just needs to watch the body a little bit. I think she's going a bit too close, maybe keep off, but I guess that was the aim, right? To really make it difficult for the wing attack, for that feeding. It's a difficult one as a wing defense because you should be going all out and
hard up this outside channel. Oh, very smart positioning of the body from Michelini. Has been a standout so far. An easy one for Singapore there. Big long vision.
Great pass as well.
If they can score that quickly a couple more times, it might help them just claw back this scoreboard back a bit.
That's right.
Looking in, pinpoint feed from Laura Lowe and Priscilla, the flick shot. Oh, that man doesn't look very happy to be here.
He's concentrating.
Everyone else was cheering. You were saying they've sold all the tickets to this final day.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. The day passes or something have been fully sold out. Some friends have been trying to get them, so It's going to be a big crowd, I think, especially for the first, second placing happening at 4 p.m.
12:30 here at Singapore time at the moment. So by the time that game is played, 4 p.m. I believe it is. So we'll start to see people filtering in throughout the day.
That's right.
Stuck for an option.
Oh, there's that defense that we need to see a bit more by Sri Lanka.
This is heaps better. How's the build up? Both defenders lured forward and it opened up that space underneath the post. Nithilaka looks left, looks right, holding out for an option. Alvis coming back here. Gets the goal through. So we've seen some really good play from Sri Lanka in patches throughout the Nations Cup. They've just struggled with that consistency across the full 4 quarters, sometimes even in the full 15 minutes in each quarter.
Right.
You'll see them really be dominant and then they'll drop off.
Is it down to fatigue, you think, or?
Probably part of it, isn't it? Yeah. I don't think they've played since the World Cup.
Right.
In August. But also we've alluded to the fact there's some newer players in this lineup now, and so it's kind of just like a work in progress.
Yeah. Still in that development phase. Really trying to bomb it down. Good stuff. There's always an available option.
Can see Singapore A is starting to squeeze them at the top of that circle.
Yeah.
So they're on a little bit of a run here. Who's the lead coming to the ball? Oh, that was, I'm going to say, a brilliant take. It kept it in play, even though they weren't able to hold on to it. Oh, Michelini, the outside hands. Oh, and just some bad timing there. She's getting her breath there, Michelini. Hope she's all right.
She's been running around the court, flying across the court.
We've seen her play a mix of goal defence and goalkeeper throughout the Nations Cup. Obviously a bit more running required in the position she's occupying today.
Yeah.
2 minutes left in this second quarter. And that was far too easy then.
Just letting her hold off that space. She needs to move around.
Pereira. Oh, the outside arm from Michelini just over the back.
Great tip.
She's been so crafty. You can see the Sri Lankan mid-quarters arguing at the back there. Be quite frustrated. The placement of the ball wasn't that great either, though.
Yeah.
Kind of needed to be hard and flat in front.
Great. She saw that baseline run, but just a little bit too late.
Priscilla takes Singapore A to 29. And as we enter the final minute of the second quarter, plenty of time to score another here. Really struggling to adapt in defence today. Through the middle. Singapore A have really identified if they just stay around the player about to get the ball, their closing speed may help them get a bit of possession back today, haven't they?
Do, yeah, exactly.
12 seconds. And they get their 31st. Wei Ping lines it up. The shot not so great. She's there on the rebound though. Back to Priscilla using the edge of the circle. And yeah, too much time wasted with all the runarounds. 30-22 the score is as we head into the halftime break. And Singapore A pushing their lead out by an extra 2 goals in that quarter.
Almost straight away after that.
So that was a kind of the centre that they converted just before this one, which means that it's a little slow start for the Canadian Serbians.
Something at the back.
So she tends to be their go-to girl on the centre pass as well. So I see them be struggling quite a bit with her being right at the back, not being able to provide connection down pace the local team into their options when they're available. Not sure if the hands-over pressure that Team Singapore A is putting up is causing that delay in their passing. Great challenge there by Priscilla, the wing defender, unfortunately just a little bit too. I wouldn't let that go.
They don't want to stay on, do they? 37-20, which Singapore A have gradually just chipped. I believe she's the first try.
She had to sit up quite a number of years just so she could play for different countries. As you mentioned, we'll see both of these teams just
Goal attack, Alana Smith. That is the starting seven, joining them on the quarter.
Coming to fruition so far for the Peppers. And they'll be facing other teams there like Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, Solomon Islands, Norfolk Islands. So this is a really good.
what group that we have spoken about, because they're just driving to draw defenders, and if not, they are a kind of things that will be crucial to them. As Tyler actually.
Oh, this looks bad. That's it, and Baldwin, what a finish for the Pepes. It'll be 59 to 46.
Pereira, Silva. That is your starting seven. Joining them on the court are wing defense, Nora Kila Ande. Defense, Jamie Lin. And goalkeeper, Rina Manogaran. Joining them on the court are
Maybe it was all they could get their hands on here in Singapore. Waist high, feed into Kaiwan.
Because I think, or rather most of them actually, perhaps with the exception of Julandi as well. Mandit attempting that shot and she sings it in. Oh, great pass in. And pop. And there we have it. Nice confident shot in for that.
Oh, how did Kaiwei keep that in? Singapore has grown as this tournament has gone on.
Right.
What a shot!
Great shot.
Sri Lanka get the first pass of this third quarter. They're behind by 8. Nice little lob then. Just to get over the long arms of Michelini.
So, Brittany, just a question. We noticed that Shannon got a caution in the previous quarter. Does it restart when a new quarter starts?
No.
So that carries through the game.
What happens is if you get a so the way that I remember it, because I always get caution and warning mixed up, is C comes, well, in the English alphabet, C comes first before W.
That's a great way to remember it.
It's the only way I can remember it. So if you get given a caution for something, it then gets escalated to a warning if you're then keep doing the same thing that they've warned specifically you about. And then it advances to the 2 minutes on the bench.
Right.
And then you can come back into the game. But I think if you, this is what we were confused about the other day, I think if you then warned about the same thing again, you can potentially be sent off for the full match.
Right.
So we did see someone actually sent off earlier this week for repeated contact.
And that was for 2 minutes, you mentioned.
Yeah, 2 minutes, yeah. So one team was playing with just 6 players.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty tough.
Okay. So Shannon will still have to be a little bit careful with the contacts this quarter then, because it doesn't restart when the new quarter starts.
That's right. So you could also be cautioned for something different. So say she started to repeatedly waste time or something like that, they can give you a different caution. You could be on 2 different cautions, I believe.
I see.
So it's only the system of the same warning being given for the repeated pattern of behaviour.
Understood. Thanks for the clarification.
No, it's quite confusing. Some feisty holding of the... You can just see Shannon really holding her line, trying to make things difficult for Gayanjali.
She is. Great support there. Really effective run there by Pereira to open up that space a little bit, seeing when her feeders were struggling.
And we do see Rukshala holding on to her wing defence bib that she came on for in the second quarter. I think she's actually done quite a good job coming on as an impact player in that position.
She has. She's got a bit of height on her as well.
Singapore A were able to get 6 goals on Sri Lanka in that first quarter, and in the second quarter it was only 2 goals different. So there's definitely been more of a hold-up in Singapore A scoring. It's not coming as freely, their attack.
That's right.
There's the bench of Sri Lanka. Head coach second from the left. Used to captain the side, which is pretty impressive.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, Misha, she's just going to bother them all day, isn't she?
She is. She's flying everywhere.
Edge of the circle, the no-look pass.
She got a ball to the face a little bit there. Wrong place, wrong time.
So talk to me about Misha, because you know her quite well. She's the tallest player in the side, 183 centimetres. We saw her in Australia for the Pacific Oz Sports Series, and she was a reserve at the World Cup. So she's definitely someone that's in contention for that senior side as well.
She is, and she's a very nippy player, and her reaction to the ball, as we've seen in this game as well, right? So that and a combination of long limbs, she just tips the balls a lot, and yeah, a lot of potential as a young player.
Does she play for Orcas in the
Yes, she does.
Super League?
So there's a Straits Times article about her. So what happened was in the Netball Super League last year, I had gone down with the ACL injury, and she had substituted me.
Just as we talk about her now, her ears are burning.
Yeah, so I had gone down with a bad ACL injury, and she stepped in and did really, really well in that NSL, and that's when she got spotted for the Opens team, actually. So my knee is kind of now famous on Straits Times because it just has a one-line that I had gone down for an injury, and the rest of the article is all about her. It's quite a good read, actually. So yeah, that was a super proud moment for Orcas, and yeah, I think for her as well. Really, really great achievement making the Opens team at that time.
Famous knee, hey?
Yeah, infamous.
Infamous knee, yeah, that's a better way of putting it.
There was no need to write my full name, and then I went down for a knee injury, but hey, I guess to set the context.
Oh, so close then, and both players sort of pushing the ball out of court. Oh, Lawrence. Really strong on the rebounds. Ooh. So then we see kind of an informal caution given. So no official caution listed next to Ruxala's name.
Pre-warning.
Yeah, a pre-warning. It's confusing because it's all the same words, isn't it? It's like the same terminology, but...
Notice.
Yeah,
Put
notice.
on
That's a
notice.
good way of putting it. You can see Sri Lanka setting up in defence here. Oh, they shut down Wei Ping at the back then.
Good cover of space. I think that's what seems to be more effective for them rather than sticking to Wei Ping and Priscilla. Oh, good roll there by Wei Ping.
Managed to keep it in play. Big split stance from Wei Ping.
Hands flying around.
Some interesting taping on the back of Michelini's leg. I think this goes up the full length.
Yeah. Just has to support the knee, but starting in the calves as well. I'm not quite sure.
So that was interesting because before we were discussing about cautions and how you can be given two separate ones for the same thing. In that one instance, Ruxala was given a caution for both obstruction and contact. So she's now on notice, is the word we like to use, for both of those things, and it could escalate to a warning. So one or the other and she's in trouble.
Right.
Really tough too as a wing defence because the whole point of your game is to grind and really get in the head of your opponent and just tag them relentlessly.
Exactly, just wear them down, right?
How does she do that now and ensure it's clean?
Exactly.
Yeah, replay was obvious then.
Great run there.
Into that pocket. The front cut. Oh, from Alvis. They've edged their way back in to the contest a little bit here. Behind by 6 now. So back to that margin we saw at quarter time.
Applying netball math, what they will need at least 4 turnovers to really switch the game around.
2, I think it is, if you think about scoring your centre pass. So if you can just get 1 turnover and score your centre pass either side, there's the 3. So potentially just the 2 turnovers. And they're back in it. It actually adds up quite quickly, but you also obviously need to be able to convert your own centre pass, which is sometimes easier said than done.
True.
Stepping in, Alvis. 4 goals now. They are on a hot run, Sri Lanka.
They are. They've really found their groove.
Kind of been like quiet assassins too, just chipping away at it. All right, here we go. They're within 3. So just 1 turnover now required to
1 turnover.
give them back an advantage. This is harder for Singapore A now.
It is. Sri Lanka really grinding down. Yes!
Oh, and the intercept comes for Amaravansa. One of their most cap players on court, almost at 60 caps, I believe. And she stood up in a big moment. Alvis converts. Wow. They were behind by 8 to start this quarter, now just within 2. Oh, this isn't going to help though, the push back on the centre pass. This is better play, finding a little more room inside the goal third. Oh, that's a real shame.
Bad luck.
Singapore A looking to stifle their momentum. (37-34). They need a turnover, Sri Lanka. What have they got in defence? Amaravansa stuck in no man's land rather than trying to defend Laura Lowe. So is this more of a tactic for the zone defence, or is it just that she's not picking her player up?
I mean, the rest of them seem to be marking one-on-one, so I think she just missed the player or didn't quite pick her up, like you said.
Oh, that's a bit devastating for Sri Lanka then. 38-34, it's good for the local fans. Coming through Lawrence. Pereira, always, oh no. And this is the consistency you're seeing now, the real lack of being able to back up some great passages of play.
Right. Yeah, if they kept it going for another 3 or 4 minutes, they could have easily come head-to-head with Singapore.
A minute 30 in this third quarter. 15 minutes, of course, to play after this one. But momentum heading into this break will probably have a really big say in how this game plans out from here. To the top. Oh, into the face. It's not the best feed. But Priscilla still able to send it to net.
Wiping it off.
60 seconds left in this third quarter. Priscilla lines it up again, and she goes back to back. They hit 40, out by 6. 41 seconds. Oh, Misha takes a tumble. Crowd was shocked by that one.
They were. A unanimous whoa.
Great front cut there from Wei Ping and the give and go. De Silva asked to stand aside as Priscilla sends it skyward. 6 goals. I think we're going to run out of time for anything else here, which means we're back to that same margin we saw at quarter time. 41-35. Sri Lanka actually win that quarter by 2 goals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it just shows you they did get onto such a hot run, but they couldn't capitalise when that lead was as tight as it could be.
Yeah, if they kept those good patches of play consistent, especially in the last quarter, they're going to have to give it their all in this last quarter, empty the gas tank. And that defense, it was really good to see that mid-court defense, actually. That really did damage to the Singapore A's.
Yeah,
fast-paced down.
It inspired a swing of momentum, that's for sure. So they're probably going to need more of that in this final quarter if they hope to try and turn this one around, and relying on those experienced mid-quarters to get the job done. Out by 6, Singapore A looking to finish this series on a strong note. It's the third time in history that another Singapore team has been included in the tournament. And Wei Ping is missing a bib. Oh, it's on the defender, Bandra. Quick work here. You saw the sneaky run round the back from Pereira. Interesting that they've stuck with that change to keep Pereira in goal shooter and Alvis in goal attack.
We have a change from Singapore's side. I see Mickey Ng come in as wing defence.
Nora Gabriel also in centre. And that sends Laura Lowe to wing attack. Great take from Alvis off the centre pass. Big pass. Pull back overhead. Roll off the body from Pereira. Lawrence loses her. And they Look to do the double up on Alvis. Pereira in front though, won't miss.
Good pressure there by Gayanjali.
A lot of strapping too on the back of the right leg for Wei Ping. Oh, the bibs kept falling off today.
Yeah. Something wrong with the Velcro or something.
Brookshala was on her own then, but they went a different route.
Nice long passes down the court.
Stuck for an option then. Gabriel helps out, and Priscilla turning on the highlights today on the final day's play. Through the middle, Pereira edging a little closer to post. Now the chance is Alvis. And it rolls off the top. Michelini, great positioning for that rebound.
Yeah.
And on 1 foot gets it away. Some fancy footwork from Laura Lowe. Oh, Priscilla just grabbing at the left ankle. Ping, her ability to keep it in play.
Yeah.
Quite incredible. Such a calm play. You rarely ever see her panicked or...
Really good composure.
Yeah. So there's the warning. Brookshala now on a warning for both obstruction and contact. And we know the next step.
Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't get down to it.
Sometimes in these scenarios we see coaches take the initiative and pull that player off.
Yeah, I've seen that in 2 other games, even before it escalates into a warning. I think the caution time as well. Certain players were pulled up. Yeah, it's a good move. You don't want to risk that, right? Having to end up playing with 6 players on the court, especially for an important game like this.
I don't know what it is for Sri Lanka, but that wing defense position is the one they keep continuing to get cautions and warnings for. So, I mean, it's obviously a tough job trying to shut down a player like Laura Lowe and Nora Gabriel, but it's that position that seems to be the problem for them.
That's right. I think compared to a goal defense that you can kind of step off a little bit when you need to, but that wing defense you just got to keep grinding and grinding. This is a bit more obvious as well, right, to the umpires.
Very quick goal from Sri Lanka. Yeah, and here we see the initiative taken from Sri Lanka. So going back to the original wing defense, Sachini Rodrigo. Great goal then. Couple of pumps and through as Sri Lanka hit 40. So Singapore have stretched their lead back out to these 2 goals. We've gone 6 goals into the first quarter, 8 goals into the halftime break, and 6 goals into the 3-quarter time. break. So this like pattern keeps repeating itself of the 6 and the 8.
8 is an auspicious number as the Chinese believe as well. So
Oh, I didn't know this.
yeah, so maybe we'll finish off with a with an 8-goal lead, or you know, in digit 8 in the number.
What a take there. Alvis offering some height in that mid-court and at the top of the goal third. Here she is with the ball in hand on one hand. Oh, it pops out.
Fighting for that rebound.
Well, 3 players after the ball then.
Lots of hands going. Too many cooks in the kitchen, they say, right?
I think that's been the thing for Singapore A, is that both Lawrence and Misha have gone for a lot of the same opportunities.
Rebounds,
and so their intentions are good, but it's like this lack of communication between the two of them.
That's right. Ends up being counterproductive.
Oh, Sri Lanka could go back to back here. That's that pocket. Gabriel out of play. Pereira opting to start outside and drive in. Now the turn of the body. Back within 6, I believe. Yeah. Halfway through this final term. And there's a turnover here. It comes through the captain, Vanithilika. We've seen some really clever play from the Sri Lankan captain, some of the fakes and just trying to get the defenders' heads moving so that they can get the pass away, because it's been quite tight inside that circle.
It's like you read my mind, Brittany. I was just going to say, I am so impressed with their feeding, especially Gayanjali. Like, her experience is really shown through. Even the way she lands right at the top of the circle, even though the ball's a little bit away, she takes that jump to land right at that red line. Really impressive stuff.
Well, Sri Lanka on another hot run here. Back within 4. Last time they got close and they fell off, dropped away momentum. What have they got in store for us in these final 6 minutes on the final day of the Nations Cup? Feeding down low. Waping swings it to Laura Lowe. Now up the top, penalty starting to creep in for Sri Lanka. Just desperately trying to slow down the momentum, but as a result, less effective in standing out of play. Pereira lurking at the back, finds a little edge on her opponent. It's actually a better height matchup for Sri Lanka, and I wonder if that's the reasoning behind that switch in the shooting bibs now, because Alvis is obviously a bit taller, a bit more like Michelini.
Yeah.
And then at the back, you've got the 2 shorties. Oh, there's a build-up in play. Sri Lanka squeezing Singapore A at the top of the circle, and they come up with the throw-in. Challenge from behind. Gabriel gets it to Priscilla, I think it was, that kept that in play.
Yep.
It was sort of a combination between Laura Lowe and Priscilla. Fighting hard for every pass, Singapore A. Four minutes, 19 left. You can see the bench starting to get vocal in their support. Hitting circle edge hard, swinging out to the left. Ani Thilaka looks over the mess and she finds Alvis.
Wonderful feet, such accuracy.
Singapore A cramped up, falling on top of each other. Four goals, less than 4 minutes. How does this one play out?
I have no idea. It could go either way. Pretty exciting stuff over here.
More of an offline defense here from Sri Lanka. Just an obstruction call here. De Silva stands out of play as Wei Ping puts the shot up and Singapore A miss. But Priscilla on the other side will get the opportunity. And that's actually smart play from Singapore A, just winding the clock down, taking all the time they need to set those penalties. Sri Lanka in a bit of a hurry, understandably. So Gabriel getting the caution.
They're working super hard to get this turnover on Sri Lanka.
Got a whistle coming into the end of the game, and that's not what you want if you're Sri Lanka. You want it to be free-flowing. You want there to be an opportunity for you to get the ball back. And these little nigglies here and there. The jostling for position. Umpire keeping a very close watch on De Silva. So I think our score might actually be 52-47. Off the hands of Lawrence. 2 minutes left. Yes, there we go. 5 goals in it. There's a lot of work to be done here. They'll have to be super quick, and that's not what they need.
No. Oh, that was so close to being a beautiful take.
A minute 45. And you can see the cautions coming thick and fast now.
Yeah.
A minute 30. Singapore A, we think, will have sealed a win here on the final day of the Nations Cup. Shooter to shooter, far too easy then. And try Shimak De Silva with the hands over the shot, cannot prevent it going through. So as we enter the final minute, this game is Singapore A. Sri Lanka came close twice to stealing the lead back and just leveling the score. And the fight back just not strong enough to overcome those final little hurdles.
That's right. Just not consistent enough as well, right, with those good patches of play as you described earlier.
Some dancing from Lawrence. "26 seconds. Plenty of time to score here, but as you can see, Singapore A not really in a rush.
No.
They know the win is theirs. It's been a wonderful campaign for the Invitational side. The third time a second Singapore team has played in the Nations Cup, and they've done their nation proud today. 55-48 is the final score. Singapore A victorious over Sri Lanka. It's their second win against their Asian rivals throughout the Nations Cup. They beat them on day one, 62-51, and they've beaten them here on the final day, 55-48. A standout for me, Rena, would have to be Michelini in goalkeeper. She was at them from the go and just really helped Singapore A build such a big lead to start off.
I agree. Really good timings, really good aggression as well. That's what you want to see out of a defensive player.
And on the other side of the court, Gyanjali was excellent in centre, inspired one of those comebacks in, I think, the third quarter with a brilliant intercept in the midcourt. And it just wasn't enough today, Sri Lanka. As you can see, going down to Singapore 8, 55-48. My name is Brittany Carter. With me has been Reena Manjaran. We have got 2 more games to come here on the final day at OCBC Arena. The Cook Islands up next against Canada before we reach the big dance. Singapore against Papua New Guinea Pepes. Stay with us here today as we work out these placings in the 2023 Nations Cup, the 15th time it's been held. And there's an interview on court to come for you. For everyone watching the stream, Reena, thank you for your insights on this first game.
Thanks, Brittany. It was an exciting first match. Looking forward to the next one coming up.
Rightio. Well, we're going to take a break and prepare for the next game as this interview comes up on court.
All right, I have Nora Gabriel here with me from Singapore A. Nora, congratulations on their win against Sri Lanka. Singapore A have put up an impressive performance through this entire week, and I'm sure you and your team are very glad to end it on a high. Could you just sum up the team's performance and thoughts and feelings of the tournament this far?
I think the team did really well in this tournament. I think we proved ourselves wrong. Prove ourselves right. Yes.
Prove others wrong.
In this tournament, I think we didn't really come in very confident, but we built up our confidence throughout the games, and I think we ended off really well. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. And of course, it helps that you're playing on home ground and you got all the noise from OCBC Arena. Okay, that was very bad. They will do a better job. They will do a better job later when you give away the ball for sure. But what would you like to say to everyone who has come down and supported you through the week?
Thank you so much for coming down. We really appreciate it.
All right, short and simple. Thank you very much, Nora, for chatting with us. Now you're going to autograph all the match ball giveaway and listen to this noise. I'm sure it's going to be quite crazy. Who has the match ball? Not the mark. Anywhere you want to, whoever you want. Thank you very much, Nora, for chatting with me. And congratulations once again. Coming up next at 2 p.m., Cook Islands will take on Canada.